Hey everybody, this is Daniel from fitnessblender.com, and today I'm going to be taking you through a core routine. Now what we're going to do is 3 groups of 3 different exercises, one of which is going to be for abs, one is going to be for obliques, and the last one is going to be for that lower back. So we're hitting every single one of those muscles through that torso. Now what we're going to do is 45 seconds on and 15 seconds off, moving through those 3 exercises in each group. Once you're done to that third, you just start right back over again and do 2 sets, and then we'll move to that next group. So 2 sets per exercise, running through just one at a time, like ABC, ABC. Okay? So what you're going to need for this is just an exercise mat if you're going to be doing this on a hard surface. If you're not on a hard surface, then you should be fine just doing it on a carpet or something like that. If you have not done a warm-up yet or a routine before this, then you'll want to do a real quick warm-up to get ready to do this routine. You want to make sure those muscles are nice and warm. However, this routine is kind of designed to be done after another workout routine. So if you've already done a HIIT routine or a cardio routine, something like that, this is designed just to kind of get those muscles just a little bit more after you're done with it. So you shouldn't need a warm-up if you're in that kind of situation. So if you haven't gotten a warm-up in, you haven't done a routine before this, make sure you get a warm-up in real quick. Go ahead and hit pause. Otherwise, we'll be starting in just a second. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get ready to start into our first group, which is going to be a jackknife crunch, a side oblique raise on the left side only, and then a back bow. So we're going to be running through those 3 twice through, and then we're going to move into that next group. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start up my timer here. So first exercise is going to be that jackknife crunch. You're laying flat on your back, arms out over your head, legs out straight, contract those abdominal muscles, and start up. Crunch up towards those toes. Back down, hover a little bit for the harder version, crunch right back up. Keep those legs nice and straight for the hard version. If you need it to be a little bit easier, go ahead and bend those knees to about a 90-degree angle. Don't let those feet touch the ground. Should make it a lot easier for you. Or anywhere in between those 2 positions. Just challenging yourself as much as you can. Just keep it going. Like I said, 45 seconds straight through. Just make sure you keep that form nice and clean, keep those abdominal muscles contracted the entire time. Really focusing on trying to get as much range of motion as you can on each one of these exercises. 5 seconds left. And let it relax. All right, you got a 15-second break to move to the next exercise, which is that side hip raise on your left side. So left elbow down. You can either do this off of those knees or off of those feet for a full extension. And start up. Probably going to switch about halfway here. These are pretty hard to do. Full extension all the way through. So you want a nice straight line through your body. Your hips aren't kicking forward or back. Your hips are perpendicular to the ground. Your shoulders are perpendicular to the ground. Lifting that hip up as high as you possibly can every single time and shoving that shoulder, that left shoulder down towards that left hip. Getting a tight squeeze on that bottom side, that bottom oblique, that left oblique. Just keep it going. I'll just go ahead and finish it up. We only got about 10 seconds left. Try to keep that full extension if you can. Otherwise on those knees. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. All right, we've got a back bow next. So all the way out flat on your stomach. Arms and legs out to a full extension. 5 seconds left till we start. And start them up. Arms and legs stay extended, pulling them up off the ground as high as you can each time. For the harder version, keep those hands and feet hovering. Don't let them completely touch. If you need to, let them touch for just a split second before you lift them back up to give yourself a little bit of a break. You also want to make sure you're facing down towards that mat, so don't arch your head up. You want to be looking straight down. Nice full range of motion. Again, focus on keeping those legs nice and straight, those arms nice and straight. Keep those lungs open, nice full deep breath. And let it relax. All right, that means we're starting back over. So back to that jackknife crunch. Flat on your back. Arms and legs out straight. Contract those abs. Start them up. Crunch up towards those toes. Nice full range of motion. Keep those hands and feet hovering if you can. Bend those knees if you want it to be a little bit easier. focused on that form. Just keep those repetitions going. Try not to pause. If you need to, feel free to stop, count to 5, start right back in again as quick as you can. The goal is to try to go as long as you can without stopping. And let it relax. Back to that left side oblique raise. So again, try to do a full extension if you can, otherwise off of those knees. And start up. Lift that hip. Pull that shoulder down towards that hip bone. Again, try to keep those shoulders perpendicular to the ground. Try to keep those hips perpendicular to the ground. I'm going to go ahead and switch that half version. Just keep it going. Nice full range of motion. Try to get that hip up there as high as you can. Just about 10 seconds left. And let it relax. Got one more round of that back bow. Got flat on your stomach. Arms out extended, legs out back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Start them up. Nice full extension. Keep those legs straight, keep those arms straight. If that back starts getting too tired, you can bring those hands behind your head or tuck those elbows back to your sides. Makes it a lot easier. Again, if you want to make it harder, you can always hold a weight out in those hands. Just keep those lungs open, don't hold your breath. We're almost there, 10 seconds left. Three, 2, 1, and let it relax. All right, we got our next group coming up. We're doing a knee up plank. So you'll be in a plank position, pulling your knee up to the side. We're doing the other side of the side hip raise, and then we're gonna be doing a kneeling back extension, which is kind of a weird position, but I'll show you how to do it. It's really, really simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this timer back over. We're starting off that knee up plank first, so on your elbows. You can do this off your knees, your toes, preferably off those toes. One knee comes up to the side, back to that plank. The other knee comes up, back to that plank. Just nice and slow, alternating back and forth. Try to keep those hips parallel to the ground. You're gonna have a tendency to wanna rotate that hip open, but try to keep it facing flat towards that mat, towards that ground. Just bring that knee up and out to the side as wide as you can without rotating those hips. Nice flat back, straight line from shoulder to ankle. Almost done. 4, 3, 2, 1. And let it relax. And we're doing that side hip raise on the right side next. Just a full extension on those legs. 5 seconds till we start. And start up. Again, just like the other side, try to match it. If you did the first round all the way through on the full extension the first time, it means you've got to do the same thing on this side. Not that my body really wants to do that right now, but you got to force it. You got to be even left to right. Pull that shoulder down towards that hip. Five seconds. And let it relax. All right, onto that back. Oh, sorry, kneeling back extension. So on those knees, arms straight up above your head. And start it down, crunch forward, And back up. Try to keep that back as flat as you can the entire time, sitting on those heels. You can probably see my upper body kind of shuddering a little bit. And this is just because I don't do this exercise very often. My body doesn't have a whole lot of control over it, so I get a little bit of a shudder. You might notice that in some of your own exercises. Full extension straight out with those arms. Rounding that back as much as you can. 5 seconds left. And let that one relax. Whew, man, that was a little rougher than it looks. All right, back into that plank position. And start up into that plank. Knee comes up out to the side. You can always do this off of those knees. Just makes it a little bit harder to do that knee up motion. Easier for the plank, harder for that knee up. Again, try to keep those hips parallel to the ground as much as you can. Whew. Try to keep pushing through it. We're almost there. It's 10 seconds left. You can push through it for 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. Whew, man, those burn. All right, so side hip raise on the right side again. The last time I did this half and half, so I'm going to do the same thing this time. Full extension starting. Start up. Pull that shoulder down towards that hip. Driving that shoulder down underneath you. I'm sliding here. And switch to that half if you're following along with me. Otherwise, try to stay on that full extension. Almost there. 10 more seconds. Keep pushing through it. Don't stop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. All right, we've got that kneeling back extension next. So up on those knees, sitting back on those heels. Flat back. You do it with a little easier version, hands behind your head. Crunch down, and back up. If you want the harder version, those arms come out. Almost done. I wish, sorry. False alarm, we're not even close. Keep pushing through it. Alright, now we're almost done. Just keep going. 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh man, and let it relax. Alright, that is the end of group number 2. We have one more group to go through. So this next group is going to be an X crunch, a Russian twist, and a swimmer. That X crunch, you're actually going to be out in a kind of a spread eagle position, laying face up. So arms and legs out nice and wide, about so your body looks like an X. The next one's going to be a Russian twist, sitting on your tailbone, rotating back and forth. And the third one is going to be Pilates swimmers. So laying on your back, left arm, right leg coming up, and then opposite side, just alternating back and forth. So let me get my timer started up. We're going to start back in again with that X crunch. So flat on your back. Arms and legs out nice and wide. Left hand comes up to right foot. Start it. And then right hand comes up to left foot. Just keep alternating back and forth. Keep those abs contracted even when you let those hands and feet touch the ground. Don't let those abs release. Try to reach up towards that toe as much as you can with each repetition.
Just keep it going. Nice full range of motion. And let it relax. All right, we're doing that Russian twist next. So sitting up on that tailbone, feet out in front of you, wherever you need them to be for counterbalance. Hands right in front of that chest, back perfectly flat. Lean back as far as you can and rotate. Keep those hands directly in front of that chest. So rotating left to right as far as you can each time. Nice slow controlled motion. We're not doing this for repetitions. We're doing it for time, so really focus on that form. Go nice and slow to really make those muscles burn. Keep leaning back as far as you can. The further you lean back, the harder it's going to be. And make sure you keep checking that lower back. Don't let it round. As you get tired, you're going to want to start kind of slumping forward. All that's going to do is injure your back. So make sure you're keeping that back nice and rigid, perfectly flat, straight line from shoulder down to hip socket. Just rotating those shoulders around that straight line. Almost done. 3, 2, 1. Whew, and let it relax. Next one, the swimmer, so off onto that back, or onto that stomach, I mean. Working that back. So arms and legs out again. This time, left hand, right foot comes up, and right hand, left foot. And start it. Squeeze it, hover, squeeze and hover for the harder version. For the easier version, go ahead and let those hands and feet touch each repetition. Just keep those lungs open. Don't hold your breath. Tight squeeze the top of that range of motion. Just keep it moving. Nice tight squeeze that lower back. Get that leg and that arm up there as high as you can. 10 seconds left. And let it relax. Starting back over. Back to that X crunch. So flat on your back. Arms and legs out. Spread them nice and wide. 3, 2, 1. Start up. Right arm to left foot, left arm to right foot. Just keep it alternating back and forth. Keep those abdominal muscles contracted. If you want to make it more difficult, then hover those hands and feet the entire time. Makes it 10 times harder. I'm not going to try that way, at least not all the way through. Just keep alternating. You can probably hear my hip popping every once in a while. It's perfectly fine if you hear your hips pop as long as there's no pain with it. And let it relax. All right, Russian twist for our next one. So sitting up nice and straight and tall. Flat back. Arms in front. Lean back and begin rotating left to right. Nice flat back. If you want the harder version, bring those feet up off the ground. Otherwise, keep those feet on the ground. Bringing those feet up just makes those core muscles have to work that much harder to keep balance. Keep that back flat. I'm gonna have to go back down. Those ab muscles in the lower back is really nice and tired. Form is always more important than trying a harder version. So if you're letting your form slide on a harder version, always drop down. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it relax. Whew. All right, last one. Last round of those swimmers. Flat down on that stomach. Arms and legs out. 3, 2, 1. Start it up. Left arm, right foot. Right arm, left foot for the harder version. Keep them hovering. Just keep those lungs open. Breathing as normally as you can. Tight squeeze every single time. Should be feeling this, that lower back, that shoulder, and those glutes, even in that hamstring, the back of that thigh. Just keep them going. Lungs open, don't hold your breath. Under 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let it relax. Whew. All right, I've got a good sweat going. That's just a core routine. So, hope you were challenging yourself as well. Hope you got a good workout out of that one. Got nice and sweaty also. That was our last exercise of our last round, which means this workout is complete. Good job, guys. Hope to see you next time.